So good morning everyone, good afternoon and or good evening. So today we're going to be talking about Wi-Fi once again. Last time we spoke about some defense mechanisms that we can do for our Wi-Fi networks, which are hiding the Wi-Fi, the SSID of the Wi-Fi, so that when somebody opens their phone, they can't see that there's a Wi-Fi network around. And the other one is having a MAC filter, a MAC access control, whereby you can only you can assign the router or the DHCP server that only these devices can connect to my Wi-Fi network. And if the device is not on the whitelist, it cannot connect. Or if the device is on the blacklist, it cannot connect. So uh, right here today with me, I got a Wi-Fi right here called Sagacious 2. So it is from this MiFi router which I have, and please note that the router settings differ from each and every router. For me, it's a MiFi, like I said, and it's a Huawei MiFi router. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna put a little bit of spices so that I can show you how to bypass these Wi-Fi security measures. So I'm gonna have myself connected, logged in. Now I'll change it. So when you go to settings and you come to wireless local area network, the basic settings here, you're going to note that uh, it has got the SSID, the security mode, and the SID broadcast. So right now, I have no password on my Wi-Fi here. It's open, and the SSID is being broadcast, right? And it's cool that way. And if you come here on WLAN MAC filter, you can actually see that I have put two MAC addresses in the MAC filter, which means that if any other device come and try to get into my network, it can't connect. So you can see that I have this filter and it's an allow list. And if you can read there, see, if you put allow, if you put the allow mode, it means it allow clients to connect to the devices in the WLAN if the client MAC address exists in the MAC address list. So only these devices are the one which are going to connect. But if I deny them, you know that these clients MAC address, they are not going to connect. Deny a client's connection to the device using a WLAN if the client MAC address exists in the list. So here, this is the MAC address of my laptop, the current one I'm using. So if you can do this, Windows X, and you open PowerShell maybe, or maybe PowerShell can take quite a while for it to open because it takes a lot of resources. You can actually do the CMD thing and we can just open it and then PowerShell just load it. But okay, let's just save it. So for you to see the MAC address of your Wi-Fi, like your wireless adapter in the laptop, you put the command ipconfig/o, like that. So what it's going to do is going to list all the wireless, all the Windows IP configurations and stuff of all adapters, of all network adapters. So mine here is wireless LAN adapter Wi-Fi, which is this one. And you can copy it like that, just right click it. And you can see that they have given you an example of how the MAC address should look like. You see, it should look like this. But for me, mine is looking like this. it has got some dashes, so you just change and put uh those commas, I don't know whatever you call them. So right now this is the current setup, which is right here. And with me here, I'm running Kali Linux, and I want you to see that the MAC address of my Linux system is not even in the whitelist, but my goal here is to have access to the Wi-Fi. So if I do if config, you're going to note that, right, it's not even there. You see, this is the MAC address, and I can copy the selection. Let's come back here to my, and this is the MAC address, but I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna leave it so that I still be in the outside the whitelist, right? So this thing is allowed, and I don't have to apply it once again. And okay, so now let's now go to the attacker machine and try to bypass these security measures, right? So now it's cool this way, right? So let's put a full screen like that. All right. Oh, let's have it that way. So the very first thing here I do always is to clear my screen and run is sudo su like that. And right here I will sudo su again, running as root, so that I won't be writing a lot of commands. Let me clear the screen. So yeah, this is quite interesting, and I hope you're gonna learn a lot in this video. That's my dream. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my network adapter in monitor mode. So it's air morning start learn 0 like that. So it's going to put my network adapter in monitor mode, and now I can see monitor enabled. So alright, and the next thing is to look for some wireless devices around me, which is error dumping VLAN 0. So now it's going to be searching for some Wi-Fi's around me. So you can see that right here we got two Wi-Fi networks. This is my phone's hotspot, and this one is my Wi-Fi router. So yeah, I can see some stations, and oh wow, I can actually see something like a device is probing something like that. It's looking for some wireless devices. No, so like wireless networks it knows. All right, so I'm just gonna stop this. And right now the goal is to filter this Wi-Fi I'm interested in, so that I won't get all these probes and other Wi-Fi's around me. So I'll just be like this, and I'll just filter by the channel, which is here. The channel is 5, and I'm going to filter by the BSSID also, which is the MAC address of the Wi-Fi or of the router. And I'm just gonna copy it and paste it, and then I press enter like that. So right now what I'm doing is I'm actually analyzing this Wi-Fi alone. As you can see, this is the only Wi-Fi I'm looking at. So the connected devices, I'll start seeing them right down there. You start seeing, but right now you just have to be patient a little bit, and there you go. You can actually see that we got these two devices connected, right? And it's quite interesting. So right now we know that these are the connected devices on the network, and they are the only ones which are allowed, and I can't connect. So that's all I wanted to see, and that's all I wanted to know. And there's data you see, yeah, they're using some data, and you are imagine you are owning you are in a public network or whatever, and you want to get some internet access. You can actually see that they're using data, but you don't have it, and you want to try to log in and do all this. Or maybe the command just asks you to penetrate their Wi-Fi network, uh, and this mechanism put, and now you are thinking, what can I do about it? All you just have to know is you just need to have to know which clients are connected, who is allowed to connect. That's why information gathering is so important when it comes to cybersecurity. So all I wanted here am done. So I have to now stop my adapter. I have to move it from monitor mode, like that. So now, right, monitor mode disabled right now, and I can just come here and start looking at the Wi-Fi networks around me. All right, so here's some Wi-Fi, and this one is the one I'm interested in. So I'm gonna try to connect, but because I am not in the whitelist, I will never connect to it. It's just gonna fail. It's just gonna fail. We're gonna wait a little bit. We're gonna wait a little bit so that you can see that I will never connect because I am not allowed to connect to it. So yeah. So what can you do about this now? You actually want to connect. So it's just gonna try the loop. It's going just gonna loop around and try that. See. So I have to let me just disconnect from my internet so that I can just stay with my Wi-Fi only. So that when I connect, you can actually see it. So it's just gonna try and connect, but it won't. So now we got these, right? These are the ones we know, right? So what we're gonna do is the the reason why we can't connect is because we are not allowed to connect, and it's using a MAC filtering protocol. Some use some IP addresses, it depends, but for right now it's the MAC address. So the only way that we can connect is to have the MAC address which is allowed to connect. Wow, isn't that interesting? So right now, all we have to do is to take the IP address which is allowed and we put it on our device. So how do we go about it? Well, there's a two code MAC changer. You see, there are a lot of ways to change your MAC address. There are a lot of ways to change your MAC address, but here I'm trying to make things as easier to you as possible. So there's a two code MAC changer, this one. So it changes the MAC address of your computer. The reason why they mostly put the MAC address is because the MAC address is something which is permanent. It's called a physical address because it is a unique address from all devices, you see. And no device can actually have another MAC address or can come with another whatsoever. So that's why they use the MAC address. So right now, I am actually gonna have this MAC changer here, and all you have to do is just to copy one station you want, like that. Then you copy it. Then you're gonna be like MAC changer, right? You see the using MAC changer options and then the device. MAC changer, um, minus M. I'm gonna put the mark, and I'm just gonna have this one so that it will pretend as a band-in address, something like that. So here minus B, and then you put your network adapter right there. This is the command, but wait a minute. Don't click enter yet. You just have to wait. Tranquilo. Hey, you're gonna get some. So the only way that you can change your MAC right now, the network adapter, if you can check, right? If you do IPA, you see that my WLAN 0 is down. Whoa, it's down. I didn't know that it's down. Oh, this wow, it's down. Okay. The thing is, you have to put your network adapter down. You have to put it down first because right now it's busy. It's trying to do all this stuff. So for you to manipulate it, you just have to put it down or to cool it down. And then once it's cooled down, you can now start to manipulate it. So to do that, you can do if config WLAN 0 down like that. And then it goes down. It's now cooled down, right? And then you can change the MAC address, and now you got a new MAC address, and then you can now say if config WLAN 0 up. Now if you do IPA, it's supposed to be up, but it's down. Oh man. But don't worry. Some devices work like that. They'll work. Don't worry. Don't get much stressed out, right? Just bear with me. If we do if config, right? Oh, there at the same time, you're not going to see that the MAC address has changed. This right here, it was this FA blah blah blah. Right now it's 022C and stuff. And with that in mind, now you can now try to what? You can now try to connect. Well, at times it's not going to connect, right? And I found a way to make it connect. I don't know if right now it's going to connect, but mostly it resets back because the network adapter is down. You see, like if you check, right, you can see that it's it is reverted back to its MAC address, and I didn't manage to connect. So here's the way you do it, right? You come here, you connect, and then right here very fast you do the commands again. WLAN 0 down, and then you change the MAC, and then you put it up right there. You're gonna know that it should definitely connect just like that. You just have to do it in very fast. So like the best way you could do it is to write a bash script, right? You write your own bash script which will automatically do that, so that when it runs, it will just be like very fast, do this and that and that, and boom, you are done. And right now you can see that we are connected. Well, the unlucky part is that the MiFi router I have doesn't have. I don't think it does log. It's it does log its its activities. I don't think so. But if it did, I was just wondering to see the connected device, like what is it all about? What is it saying about this? See, so let's come to the settings right there. So we are now connected, and we can now do if config. You can actually see we assigned an IP address, we actually have a net mask and whatsoever, all this, which is, yeah, this is another thing that right now this thing can actually, all right, I can't now access this. I don't know why. I don't know if I can do that here, but I can't do it either. All right, Because I took the MAC address of the computer, this one. Uh, but to have internet access, if the router had internet access, I would actually have internet access. Does it have it? Pink google.com. I don't think. Oh, it has. It's pinging those bytes of data. It's actually probing it. And when you are now connected, you can now start doing other attacks if you are good with it. Like, wait, like you can actually say net discover minus I colon 0 minus range. You take this 192.168.8.100/24 like that. And right now we're doing some crazy stuff. You can actually see that we are now discovering some connected devices. Well, the good thing about this is when you start analyzing other, you won't see your device because it's your Mac, it's your device with your own Mac address. But let me try and connect with my phone, and there you go. You can see that my phone is now connected, and you can actually discover it. And right now, I was restricted, and I couldn't do this because I was outside the Mac list. But now I can do it because I am connected, and it's quite scary because when those guys gonna analyze, they'll be like, "What? Okay, the same Mac address, right? This computer is doing this. So is it because somebody? I don't know. Whatever they're gonna analyze." And it's quite interesting. And from here, you can do a lot of attacks. You can do like better keep, wait, minus I face, Buland 0. You can start doing some man in the middle attacks, man. Oh, these, oh, dang. It's, yeah, triangular. I'm super excited when it comes to this because I really know the practical side of this, and it's very interesting. Well, that was it for this video, guys. And now you know that you are never safe, even if you put the blacklist or the whitelist, whatever you're gonna put there, you are not going to be safe. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope you learned a lot. Right? I don't know, but I hope you did, and you're gonna use this when you're gonna use you're gonna do your pen test and stuff like that. So I really appreciate the time you took to see me do all this. Thank you so much and have a nice day.